Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/IDontWorkHereLady. Today, we have a couple of excellent stories waiting for us, and the name of the first of them speaks for itself. Ex-boss called me to yell at me for not showing up to work. I'm new to Reddit, and I'm a bit tipsy, so be easy on me. I thought this story would be a good fit here. Some backstory and general info. I'm a female with a somewhat unique name. Yes, this is important. I was 18, I'm 23 now, when I got my first job at a Western wear store and didn't even work there for a full year. We sold mainly cowboy boots and some clothes and accessories that went along with that general theme. I loved working there. It was a pretty great first job. There were 2 locations, one in my town and one in the next state. I stayed at one location in my town, and my boss mostly stayed at the other location because she lived closer to it. She also had an employee who would go between stores as the boss needed it. At first, I thought my boss was a really badass chick. However, that opinion would soon change. You see, she sucked at running a business and didn't want to keep paying the expensive rent for the building we were currently using, so she moved the store to an obscure location at the beginning of the summer. She admitted that summers were the slowest season, so in my opinion, it was not smart to move locations then. She would also avoid regular customers when they would come in to talk to her about their orders taking too long or arrive. I also heard she was a homewrecker, and the guy whose marriage she ruined would come into the store regularly. Needless to say, she was a bad businesswoman who did whatever she wanted. After she moved the store, we started losing business. She started scheduling less of us, having maybe 2 employees working at once. Then she told me it wouldn't hurt my feelings if you looked for another job. I remember that word for word. Looking back, I realized that was her way of saying, you should probably find another job. Soon, we weren't getting scheduled at all. She was running the store by herself, and she kept saying, maybe business will pick up next week and I'll need you. Then one day, my mom came home and asked if my boss had moved again. I said, I don't know, and asked why. She informed me that she drove by my work and it looked empty. I told my friend, and soon she drove by and told me that it was indeed completely deserted. I officially didn't have a job anymore. Thankfully, I was working at a barn a few days a week, so I had some kind of income. I did find out that this woman still had her other store open, so I was a little salty. Now the real story. I was chilling at home a few months after I found out my boss had deserted us when I saw that she was calling me. I thought, well, that's weird, and I answered. The call started off friendly and cheerful, but then her bitchy side came out. The call went something like this. Me. Hello? Ex-boss. Hi, OP. Me. Yes? Ex-boss. Hi, this is ex-boss. How are you? Me. I'm all right. How are you? Ex-boss. I'm good. Look, I'm calling because, cue bitchiness, you cannot keep calling out of work like this. Me. Completely confused. Excuse me, what? Ex-boss. You keep calling out when you should be here working. I have places I need to be, and ex-coworker cannot run the store alone. Me. I have no idea what you're talking about. Ex-boss. Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about? No, ma'am. I haven't worked for you in months. Ex-boss was silent for a few seconds, then hung up. I sat there for a minute processing what just happened. I figured she must have a worker at the other store with the same name as me, and she just called the wrong one. But I have a very uncommon name, so that's unlikely in my opinion. And if it was a mistake, why not just own up to it? Suck it up and effing apologize. But instead, like a scared middle schooler, she hangs up. It was at this moment that I lost what little respect I had left for her. I wish there was a better ending, but there isn't. I never heard from her again. I have looked her up and her other store, and it turns out she eventually closed that one too, and now she works at an airport. That somewhat makes me happy. Part of me wants to open a store like hers and run it better than she did. Yeah, we'll see. And our second story for today. Mistaken for a cashier at the local Wally World. Hello, folks. First-time poster, long-time lover of the sub. On mobile, yada yada yada. The cast is me, a PTSD veteran. K is Karen. ASM is assistant store manager. And PO is nice police officer. Anyway, I was at the local friendly neighborhood Wally World with my service dog, sister, nephews, and cousin. We were doing a little bit of shopping before the store decided to shut down because of a certain illness that has the same name as a certain alcoholic beverage. We were going around the store for what seemed like hours. My service dog was getting a little restless and needed to go potty, so I told my sister and cousin I was going to take the service dog to pee and get him some water and nibble, and that we would be up front when we were done. Then we left to go take care of business. So we were outside for a good 30 minutes. Then we go back inside after I cleaned up. As soon as we walked back in, a woman who looked like a certain character from Snow White walks up to me and my service dog and says, "Well, it's about time you come back to work. Don't you know that mutts are not allowed in the store? Now tie that mutt up outside and get behind the register and ring me up. I have a child at home and I need to get back to him." Yes, that woman called my service dog a mutt. First of all, he's a full-breed German Shepherd and very clearly wearing his service dog vest. Second, I don't like to be spoken to by anyone with that tone. So I looked at Kay and said, "I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't actually work here. I'm a customer just like you." She cut me off. "How dare you lie to me? You know who I am? I could have your job just like that." Me. "Ma'am, 3 things. First, I'm not lying to you. Second, no, ma'am, I don't know who you are, and I don't care. Third, you can have it. Now back the F off and leave me the F alone. I don't effing work here. Now F off and bother someone else, you B." Note, I was taught that you show respect for everyone that's older than you, but this old bat had picked the wrong time and person to F with. I'm a veteran who suffers from PTSD, hence the reason for me to have a service dog. Back to the story. As soon as I started to swear, the assistant manager comes up and asks what was the problem. "Kay, your employee is swearing at me and threatening to hurt me. Not to mention he has an attack dog that's about to bite me. I want him fired, that dog put down, and a 95% discount. Now, or I'll sue." "Ma'am, I apologize for the trouble that you experienced. I'll take care of this immediately." "Sir, is it true what Kay said?" "Well, the only thing that's true about what she said is that I swore. But if you watch the CCTV, you would know why. I don't, nor have I ever worked here." Karen. "Say he's lying. I saw him a while ago helping 2 fat women and their brown, red-headed children." Me. "How dare you? If you were not a female, I would knock your head across the store. That's my family you're talking about, you effing B." "Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to please watch your language or I'll be forced to call the police." "No need. I'll do it for you." I got out my mobile phone and proceeded to call the police. They arrive, I tell them everything. 2 other people who witnessed the whole thing told the officer what they saw and heard. One officer goes to check with the CCTV, and the officer was shocked when he came back. He tells me, "It seems to me that you're not in trouble, sir. You've had a bad day and you were in the right." Karen was then placed under arrest for the harassment of someone that is disabled, interference of a service dog in the middle of its duties, and shoplifting. I was having a panic attack while this was going on, and SD was trying to get me to focus on something else, like he was trained to do. But Karen was trying to get the service dog away from me. Of course, that only made things a lot worse than it already was. I don't know what happened after that, because my sister and cousin came through checkout and we left. My sister asked me what was wrong, and I told her just the small details because my nephews were in the car. She just laughed and reminded me that sometimes I do look like I work at Wally World. Not this time, however. I was wearing a pair of shorts and a t-shirt that had my unit printed on the front. Oh, the joys of dealing with the Karen at the local Wally World. Note, the town where this particular Wally World is located has laws against the harassment of someone with a disability and interfering with a service dog. That's why Karen was arrested. As soon as the police arrived, Karen tried to get out of the store with her buggy without going through checkout. That's why Karen got charged with shoplifting. Thanks for reading. And our next story. The boss does it. Hi, everyone. It's nothing really big, but it was so funny. So my husband and I are the owners of a small gas station. Really small. Monday to Friday, he works the morning shift on the register, 6 a.m. to 11 a.m., and I do management after, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I work the evening shift till closing time, 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. We don't say to people that we are the owner. They don't believe us anyway, since we're too young. I'm 22, he's 24. Only a handful of customers actually know. Nothing screams owner or managers on us. We're basically dressed like our employees, just with a different name tag with only our names on it. The interaction was in French, so keep in mind that there's a word boss in there. It's a male boss, so my husband. In the story, the customer didn't put gas in the car yet. He looked drunk. He wasn't the one driving, and maybe stoned. I'd never seen him before. Me. Good evening. Customer. Hey, if I give you my license, can I come pay for the gas later? Me. I'm sorry, but I can't do that. Customer. The other guy does it. Me. Who's the other guy? Customer. The boss. Me. Laughing inside. Okay, what's his name? I don't know his name. Okay, when does he work? Just so I can laugh more. Thursday evening, I think. I'm sorry, but I'm working the Thursday evening shift, so I don't think you really know who the boss is. The customer started to exit and said, the thing is that you don't know if I know him or not. Oh, believe me, I do. And the guy exited the store. I called my husband to tell him we were both laughing. It was the first time in 2 years that someone tried the I know the boss line. Rest assured that if someone tries to use it again with one of my employees, they know they can call us. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.